Oh, we got you now.
Yeah, good. Sorry about that. I'll run through this real quick. Most of you guys are experienced veterans at this, but for most of you that aren't, meaningful involvement just states that we're here for a specific reason, and that everyone that's on the playing field has a reason to be there. You can look at the examples there on what we consider meaningful involvement and what we don't. But this is a big safety issue in most cases. We want all partners and athletes on a team and on a field to be contributing to the game, contributing to the team, and playing a valued role on that team. When a partner or even an athlete dominates and kind of controls an aspect of the game that's kind of unethical and not moral in what we view as what unified sports is really all about. You guys can read through this. It's got just some basic rundowns of what we're going to look for at the tournament itself. It's the same meaningful involvement sheet that we've used for every other team sport this year. So does anyone have any questions on this? I know I kind of flew through that, but it's pretty basic stuff. You guys are all kind of comfortable and know what it is. So any questions on what meaningful involvement is for us? Okay, I'll walk through real quick the levels of rating teams. Again, since January, we've changed everything from a level 1 through a level 4 rating form, both team and individual. Level 1 highest, how I describe it, is that it's pretty much like we're gonna officiate, and it's gonna be like a varsity level high school game. So every athlete and partner on the playing surface will understand the rules of the game, can make changes on the fly. You can't really tell a difference between athletes and partners. That's our ultimate goal. And it's just all the rules are going to be enforced for that game. Level 2, considered above average. It's kind of like on that tier of getting to level 1. You might have a couple level 3 players in there that are good at something, some things, but not at the others. So they have like a specific aspect that they'll be on the team. But they might be on kind of that verge of being the highest level. But level 2 is again above average. Most of the rules are going to be enforced here as well, and called as seen. So our level 3 is our average division. 3 and 4 are the bottom two levels. We look at these more as like coaching and like teaching the game as we go. Our average division, it just kind of looks at working the service line, specifically to volleyball. We encourage you guys to serve from the further line, but this is where you might use the close-up one if you need to. Athletes are still learning the game, so they're really working with the partners on the floor, but there still can be kind of a flow to the game. It's not just a learning aspect post skills, which is what our lowest level 4 division is. These are athletes that are introduced to the game, that are new to the game possibly, or don't have the skill level to compete at any other level. We're working here mainly, everyone's a coach on the floor. The officials will work with the coaches and the teams to let the game move and give our athletes an opportunity and put them in a position to succeed. Does anyone have any questions or issues with our levels? Awesome, thank you.
All right, thanks, Chuck. We're going to get into important rules. We don't have a ton of them, but I'll let Susan, our director of competition, go over the rules that we're emphasizing this season.
I don't think we have anything different than we've had in the past. Just a reminder, we are using the 10-foot line. We'll do an adjusted service 10-foot line from the back of the court. That's as close as you'll be able to go to the net. We'd like to, obviously the level 1 and 2 teams would really like to have as few people as possible using that. We want to encourage the team to be behind that line. Our level 3 and 4 teams will probably be using it a little bit more. But just we want to make sure we encourage our players to be learning to serve best from the baseline at this point, but we do offer that adjusted service line. Other than that, I think that's the main rule. We added that last year. I don't think we had any other rules that were any issues or any changes that we did for this year. Coaches, do you remember if there was anything that came up at the tournament that was questionable that we can clarify?
This is Gina. We had issues with the adjusted serve line last year to where the refs would not allow, we're more down in the 3-4 area, and they would not allow us to use that adjusted line. I don't know if, since it was just a new rule, they weren't aware of it or not comfortable with it, but we really struggled with that.
Okay, and that's something I can go ahead and cover with the officials. We know who the refs are ahead of time, so we can go ahead and cover that. It might have been a new thing for them.
And I think that also the other issue was trying to make different service line in addition to the 10-foot. So it's not the 10-foot hitting line. There's a marked line 10 foot from the normal service line. And I think the issues came about when teams were trying to serve really ahead of that 10-foot line that was in front of the service line. So I think that's the most important thing. And when I was watching, I really felt like there was maybe one athlete the entire day that really physically could not hit from that closer up line. And so it's a matter of really just teaching them the skill to be able to do that. I really thought that every single athlete could have done that with some practice and just with a little bit of teaching. So hopefully that'll clear some things up. It's not, I think, knowing that it's not the 10-foot hitting line, it's 10 feet ahead of the back service line. So as you're practicing, just keep that in mind.
Were there any other issues that you guys Great. I think that probably, if you guys don't have any other questions, like I said, we didn't have any rule changes from last year. We did just want to make sure that we were still emphasizing that the adapted service line. Other than that, if you guys don't have anything, I think we should be good on rules.
The other thing I think we should mention, just with the meaningful involvement and divisioning, I know I got a couple questions last year just with partner domination, coaches wondering if it was taking place and if it was happening. I think the biggest thing that I saw that was an issue was when it went partner to over the net, or if a partner was consistently the one hitting it over the net, especially as the game got tight and the game was in question. You really saw that start to happen. The best teams that I saw, I'm going to highlight DPR. They were one of the most fun teams that I saw play. Their partners really helped their athletes be able to hit the ball over the net just by setting them up with either a perfect pass where they can hit it over, but a partner very rarely hit the ball over the net with that DPR team. I know there were others too that I didn't see, but I thought that was just really good volleyball. Whoever got the first pass took it, and then usually a partner got the second pass, and then they did a nice job of really placing the ball to the different athletes to get it over the net. Obviously, the better your partners are, the easier that is. There are some partners that don't have that control to be able to do that, and that's okay. Just as a coach, be aware if your partners are to be the ones that are hitting the ball over the net consistently, especially as the game is getting tight. That's on you to be able to communicate that with them. I know everybody's competitive. They want to do their part as well, but that was the main thing that I saw with partner domination and the things that I heard about from other coaches during the tournament. Does anybody have any questions with domination? Did you guys see anything else that we should highlight during this call that we can be practicing with our teams? Okay, we'll move on to our coaches clinic coming up. That'll be on September 20th at Heisenhower Recreation Center. That's in Denver. To find any of our coaches clinics, you can go to that same coaches resource page and you'll see that button, upcoming training sessions. and you'll see that volleyball coaches clinic, all the details, how to register. We hope you guys can make it. We think it'll be fun. It'll be during a practice. And I know there's also a player clinic down in the southeast. I'm assuming, Joan, coaches can go to that as well. It's September 15th from 9 a.m. to 1. I know there's a cap at 25 athletes. So just to be aware that that is something that's also down in the southeast.
Linda, are these
Also,
required?
Yes. No, they are not required, but obviously we'd love to see as many people there as we can. And actually DPR is helping to run this one. So we'll be watching their team practice and kind of see how it evolves and what they do. And I know they have a few different teams as well. They have a high-level team, and I believe, Beth, if I'm correct, you guys have a little bit lower-level team as well?
You're correct. We have both.
Okay, so it's a great opportunity to kind of see different practices for each. Also, just for you guys, we'll be sending out invites for our Coach Appreciation Nights to say thank you to you all, which will take place at the end of October. So be looking for that here in the next couple weeks, getting those dates on your calendar. We hope you'll come. We'll have another good gift for you. I know last year the t-shirts were very sought after, so make sure you guys come, bring your assistant coaches, and we want to say thank you. And so we'll get that information out soon. Let's move on to medical application and Class A's. If you have not received an email from your regional manager with your the people on your team that have expired medicals, you need to get in touch with them ASAP. They sent that out at the end of July. So they're assuming that you have that. Any additional people that weren't on your last year's roster, please send those to your regional manager as well so they can check to make sure they have a medical application. Also, just a little bit of a reminder that we are getting about 60% of the medicals that come into us are incomplete medicals. They don't have a doctor's physical. They don't have a date of birth. They don't have a waiver form signed. Those are the main three things that we're seeing. Or they just send the doctor's physical, but the application isn't there. It takes us a long time to process those, and we can't. They're really, a lot of them are sitting in a box trying to figure out how we're going to make calls and get through those. So the more that you can get your athletes to turn in those medical applications to you and the regional manager, they will sift through them. Hopefully you can sift through it as a coach. The regional manager for sure can make sure that they're complete before they even get to our medical people. It will sure help that process move along. We feel like we have a better process now, but we do have a lot of incompletes, and that really bogs things down. Also, any Class A applications, any coaches that need your Class A, please get that taken care of. That's really easy now. Do it all online. It takes about 20 minutes with everything. That's with your concussion test, your protective behaviors, as well as the background check. Any questions with medical application or Class A's in that process? All right. With that, also, I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware we have a program called our Fitness Captain Program. And what that is it's really what we do is we train your team members to become leaders on their teams. We teach them how to lead warm-up drills, as well as hopefully lead different activities outside of practice. If you have somebody that you think on your team would fit that mold, has some leadership qualities, is excited about nutrition or working out, hiking, really anything that is moving, let us know. You can either let your regional manager know, or you can let me know, and we will get them on the docket for next season as we go out and train. And just so you guys know, the trainings for those usually will take place in the first quarter, and we will come to you. So they don't have to be able to travel very far. We did one in Pueblo, in Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, Broomfield, Arvada, Inglewood, Grand Junction, and Pagosa last year. So we would love to have every single team be able to nominate a player on each of their teams to be able to lead the warm-ups as well as some other things that you need as a coach. So just let us know and we can get them trained. Susan, you want to talk about state information? Oh, did we lose Susan? Okay, I will take state information. So just so you guys know, opening ceremonies will take place at 8:30, and we'd love to have you come. It should be fun and exciting for those of you that were there last year. We did a tunnel. We introduced all the teams. It was really a fun environment. I know some of you guys don't play until later in the day, so that might be a little bit difficult, but I know there's a lot of different things to do with your teams around that area as well if you come in the morning and then leave and then come back for your afternoon game. So 8:30, we'd love to do opening ceremonies. It'll be tight again, I believe, that the space, we haven't been able to see it yet, but hopefully we'll be able to see it. And we're hoping for some additional space, but we'll make sure that it looks good. And I know there was great energy last year at volleyball, so we'll make sure that happens again. Any questions with the state event on November 17th? All right, any other questions that you guys have? Pretty quick call. We appreciate you guys' time. Thanks for getting on, and good luck this season. I know you guys are all going to start practice here shortly, so best of luck to you and your teams, your athletes, partners, and we will see you on November 17th, if not before. And like I said, if you guys have any region-specific questions, go ahead and stay on the line, and we can answer the call or answer your question.
This is Joan in Colorado Springs.
Uh-huh.
Can I get a list of the teams that are interested in doing the practices down in the Springs? I have different emails, and 2 of them got sent back to me, so I know that I don't have their current email address for some of them. Because I'm trying to rent Yes.
Hey, I will connect with you tomorrow, and that way I can get the that you're needing, and I will send you the emails, and maybe we can get together and put just one email together that I can send out and figure it out from there.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still working on trying to rent a gym and stuff, so I'd like to get a feel of how many teams we're going to have.
Awesome, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was going to get in Springs as well. I may need some more players in Springs, or we can join a team.
Okay.
Which team are you talking about?
I'm still waiting to finish my approval as a coach, so I'm not even on your radar yet. But if you want to email me, it's